the Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, part 50. And so Halima Sadiya, as soon as she took Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everything changed. She says that as soon as I took Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, held him to my bosom, things started changing. She says my breast filled up with milk. Then I went to my camel and I saw that the udders of the camel were dripping milk. And then my husband, he milked the camel, and then he gave me to drink, and I drank to my fill. He drank to his fill, and then we were rejuvenated, full of energy. And then I was able to feed first feed Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then I was able to feed my own son Abdullah. And then also when we got onto our donkey, which was very slow and very weak, now it was rejuvenated, and it went so fast that it took over all the other women. Our camel went so fast, and our donkey that we were riding on rode so fast that we overtook all the other women, until the women had to shout and to tell us to please slow down and to stop. As the Urdu poet has said, दाई हलीमा गोद में लेकर जो चल पड़ी, बीमार ऊँटनी में अजब जान पर गई. दाई हलीमा गोद में लेकर जो चल पड़ी, बीमार ऊँटनी में अजब जान पर गई. When Dai Halima took Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam into her lap and she climbed onto her camel, the camel was suddenly rejuvenated miraculously and it came back to life. Dai Halima गोद में लेकर जो चल पड़ी, बीमार ऊँटनी में अजब जान पर गई. A new life came into the camel because of the existence of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And some women asked that, "Oh Halima, where have you got this camel, this donkey from? Have you swapped them in Makkah?" And she says that no, they're the same ones that we came on. So she says, so the women asked that what has happened. So she said, I don't know, but it seems that all this is the doing, and all this is a barakah and the blessing and the benediction of this child that I have taken. And in that regard also, Halima Sadiya, she mentions her own observations. Very early on, she observed that this child is very special. She says within the first moments of taking Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she knew that this child is a person of very high character, and he's got some very special traits. Besides all the other stuff that was happening, the camel going faster, the donkey going faster, the udders filling up with milk, all of that, besides that, but even in the child himself, she says that I saw some very special things within the first few moments. For example, she says, radiyallahu ta'ala anha, that when my chest filled up with milk, then I took this orphan child and I gave him milk to drink, and he took milk on my right hand side and he kept on drinking, and then I switched him to the left. But when I switched him to the left, he would not drink from my left side. And so I switched him back over to the right, and then he drank again. But every time I would switch him to the left side, he refused to drink. He would push away and he would turn away. And I found that this was quite strange. But then I realized, when after he had drunk to his fill, when I picked up my son, then I realized that I put my son on the left side. Then I realized that this son, this boy, this foster boy, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was only drinking from the right because he was telling me that the right side is my right, and it's what I deserve. But your son, my foster brother Abdullah, will drink from the other side, and so I will not take what belongs to him. I will not take his haqq and his right. So she says that I realized that this boy, even in childhood, even in infancy, he is very generous and sakhi, and he will not take the right of another person. He's a just person. I knew within the first few moments I realized that. And as time went on, these things became even more apparent, that if I tried to give something which was the right of my other child to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he would dare not take it. And if I gave him some food, he would share it with my other children. And I knew that this child is generous, and I knew that this child is just and fair also, and he cares for others. Sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa azwajihi wa dhurriyyatihi ajma'in.